On the Indian World Cup team, the Polo team is preparing for the upcoming Polo World Cup. Yes, our Indian team is gearing up. They're training in Jaipur as well as in Delhi. Team India will be playing Pakistan in South Africa in the World Cup playoffs end of this week. It's of course a much awaited and much talked about contest. Savai Padmanabh Singh is leading Team India. He's been appointed the captain. We've got voices of some of our players exclusively for you right here on NewsX. Let's play out those interviews. Hello and welcome. I'm Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX's special coverage of Team India's preparations for the upcoming World Cup. Joining us is the captain of the team, Savai Padmanabh Singh of Jaipur. Welcome. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thanks for having us, Uday.
You've been declared the captain of the team. Your first reaction, a lot of responsibilities on your young shoulders.
No, I think, like I said, it doesn't change anything. We still have to play the way we would have played earlier. I think what is important is that we play as a team, respect each other, support each other, back each other up, and have faith in each other, and work hard for each other. Cover up for each other's mistakes, and I think if we do all of those things and stay focused until the game, I think we should hopefully come out on top.
Okay. This is a tournament, of course, that was once called the Jaipur World Cup, so there is a family legacy of playing the sport. How do you look at it now, carrying forward that family legacy and also representing the country? You do represent India and, whenever you go abroad, but actually playing in Team India colours. How special is that?
No, I think it's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of since my first match that I played for our country, which was back at the playoff tournament, exactly the same tournament in 2017 in Iran. I think that was my debut for the Indian polo team. It's been something that makes me very proud, and not only me, all the people around me, my family, and I don't take it lightly. I take it with a lot of. I know that I have to work hard, and it's not something that you can take for granted, and it's not something that is permanent. So I think that's very important for me as a person. You mentioned something about the Jaipur Polo Trophy, the Polo World Cup. So it still remains to be called the Jaipur Polo World Cup. It was actually presented by my late grandfather, Brigadier Savai Naveen Singh, who actually was part of the first founding committee that formed the Federation of International Polo. The conversation actually only started in Jaipur. Wow. It was sometime in the 80s or in the 70s, and everybody sort of contributed a little bit. And his contribution to the Federation of International Polo, or the world of polo, was the Jaipur Polo World Cup. Yeah. It's a trophy that is made in Jaipur. It's got the famous Jaipur Knight polo ball on top of it. Okay. And if you read carefully, it says the Jaipur Polo World Cup. Wow. So it's been Jaipur has had so much tradition and history with the sport. So of course it is a dream for me to win it myself. Mm-hmm. And this tournament coming up is the first step towards that goal. Yeah.
India Pakistan though, a lot of pressure on you guys. There is a lot of emotions running high in the country whenever such a contest happens.
No, India Pakistan is always a very anticipated clash in any sport. But I think one has to remember that one can't let that get the better of your, especially the brain, mm-hmm. because a lot happens here, and pressure can defeat the best players in the world. So I think you just have to take it like any other match and stay focused, stick to the plan, mm-hmm. And play with confidence. I think Pakistan or Argentina or England, I think whoever it is, you just got to stick to your plan, stick to your strategy, and work hard during the game and hope for the best.
Okay, last two questions to you. One on your position. Just help explain to our viewers the position that you play in the team.
Sure. So this time around, I'm playing at number 3, which is kind of like your pivot in especially in polo. You basically got to supply the ball from the back to the front. It's quite an instrumental position. You've got to do a lot of anticipation, because you can't be too committed at the back. Neither can you be too committed at the front. I've not played this position that many times, although I have in the past, especially in the lower levels in India. But I'm quite looking forward to this position. I think the one good thing about our team has been with Mr. Samir Swag, who is our coach and manager, has been that he's actually been quite interactive with all the players, and he's actually tried to accommodate what each one wants to do. And so after repeated conversations and chats amongst our team, we've decided that I will play at number 3. And again, Shamsheer Ali, who normally plays at forward, is playing back this time. Just because we feel that for this particular dynamic, those are the positions that work best. And I think that what makes a good team is the fact that you're flexible. You remain flexible throughout not only before you start the game, but also throughout the game. If something isn't going well, you sort of have a conversation and there's communication and you swap things around. So to have plan B and plan C and plan D is always very very important.
Fantastic. Well, you have mix of experience and youth, so let's certainly hope that works in favour of India. Thank you so much and all the very best.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching NewsX's coverage of Team India's preparations for the upcoming Polo World Cup. We have with us Kuldeep Rathore, another integral member of Team India's side. Kuldeep, thank you for being with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
How have the preparations been? You're in a huddle, of course, with your fellow teammates, also the coach and manager Sameer Suhag. How are the preparations going?
It looks really good. We look quite confident on it. We've been practicing a lot in the off-season. Few players have been in India and few been playing outside the country as well. And we look quite strong on it, and we should do well, definitely.
Tell us a bit about the position that you play at.
I've been playing number 2 majorly, and in this situation as well, I'll be playing number 2 as a position, which is more of a midfielder, and he have to make more space for the team and attack when he has to attack. So I think, and me and few of the other team members, we've been playing a lot of polo together, so it should be an extra help for us to do well. Naturally, we've been doing pretty okay with that, which is good.
India-Pakistan though, a lot of expectations from that contest, a lot of emotions running high, fans, excitement. Will that affect you?
I don't think so, because polo is a small community, and we've been playing against the Pakistan players a lot, and we've been friends off the field as well. And as I said, it's a small sport or small community. We've been meeting them, and it's definitely we'll do our best, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Okay, finally, you're of course playing for your country. How is that feeling? Donning Team India's colours, playing for your country at such a huge stage like the World Cup. How's that feeling?
It's a great feeling. You always try and give much more before you go for the practices or anything. You always have that in your mind that you're always going to give an extra edge or extra heart out because you're doing it for your country, which is a big thing.
Okay, well, make us proud. Thank you so much, Kuldeep, for joining us.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Pradap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX's special coverage of Team India's preparations for the upcoming World Cup. We are joined by an integral part of Team India, Naveen Singh. Naveen, welcome to NewsX. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much.
How is the preparation going? You have all been in a camp in Jaipur. Kaisi tayari hai? How are you feeling?
No, we're feeling amazing. We're feeling confidence, because we have played so many practices. So our team is very well organized. Our coach was Sameer Suhag, so he helped us a lot. And he improved our positions also, so we are more confident. Let's see what happens next.
What position do you play at? Just help our viewers understand.
I'm playing in attack. I'm playing number 1, and Pacho is playing number 3. Shamabai is playing number 4. And Kulsa is playing number 2. So let's see. As per now, we are playing this position, but we don't know the South Africa field and everything. So let the coach decide and let the captain decide.
How's the team's dynamic? It's a very young team this time. Yeah. However, there are several players who have played at the World Cup stage before. So dynamic kaisa lag raha hai is baar?
No. It's we're feeling confident, we have to trust each other, and captain is Padmanabh, so he knows the best of every player. So let's see. We have to just push.
Okay. India, Pakistan. Sometimes we beat them, sometimes we lose to them, but there's a lot of pressure. Emotions run high whenever we play them in cricket or hockey or polo as well. So what are your thoughts before the game?
End of the day, it's just a sports, and we have a really good team. So for me, zero pressure. Okay. So it's we have to no pressure for me.
Okay. And finally, what can players like you gain from playing at a stage like that? Because you are the best of the world playing there. Best from all over, be it from Argentina, South Africa, England, Pakistan as well. So what do you gain from a tournament like this?
See, first of all, I'm very lucky. play for a country, then it's honor to play for a country. Now it's a different exposure for me, and I'm excited to play that level. It's a 14-goal level. It's a good level of tournament, so I'm excited.
Okay, all the best. Make us proud. Thank you
so
so much
much
for joining us. Hello and welcome. I'm Kuldeep Rathore Singh. You're watching NewsX's special coverage ahead of India's World Cup playoff match against Pakistan. I'm in conversation with our World Cup team. We have joining us now Siddhant Sharma, who of course is also an integral part of the team. Welcome to NewsX. Firstly, Siddhant.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell us a bit about your the position you play at. Firstly,
I usually play the back position. That's number 4. So that's the distributor from the back. We have a 4-4-3 is going to the combination that we're going to play in the World Cup. That makes 14 goals. So we're going to try and have obviously a back, a middle, and a center and a forward.
okay. How's the training been so far? You know, you all have been in a huddle in Jaipur, being coached, of course, by Sameer Suhag this time. How's the campaign? How's the training going?
No, it's been good. I think with Sameer sir, he's so much experience and played so many levels, so much under these levels that he's a very, very good coach. And we've been in Jaipur for about 2 weeks, and we did lots of practices at the cavalry grounds. Got the team together, tried different positions, combinations. Let's see. Hopefully something works.
If we talk about this match, of course, against Pakistan, India-Pakistan is huge, in any sport, and we see, of course, a lot of pressure that's why being put on players as well. Yeah. So, what are your feelings before this game?
No, I think we have to try and keep our nerves together and sort of go there and sort of do what we're practicing and not come under pressure. I think the team that doesn't come under pressure usually does do well. So
you've played them before. Last World Cup, you defeated them.
We were lucky to come out as the winners there. It was a tough match. We went almost into extra time. So let's hope we don't go into extra time and beat them before that this time.
What's the experience that you pulled from the last World Cup? Given that you've played in the World Cup before, what's the experience you hope to build from that last time into this World Cup?
I think in the World Cup, we all play horses that we don't know, all the teams, so it's a level playing field. But at the same time, I think we have to play quite simple in the sense we have to use the ball and sort of we don't know the horses, so sometimes you have to be quite simple on the field and use all the players and move the ball up as much as you can. So that's what we're going to try and do.
For you, what's the feeling like? Representing your country, playing for India, in the Team India colours. Of course, you represent your country whenever you go for other matches as well abroad. But this for the World Cup, playing for Team India, what's the feeling like?
No, it's great. It's an honour to play for your country always, and we're all working really hard towards it and hopefully make it proud.
How's the experience there? Playing against the best in the world. How is it for you really at such a stage, at such a tournament?
I think it's a really important learning curve for all of us to play this level. It's pressure. You play on different fields against different players. I think there's a lot to take from that, and I think every time you go abroad and this kind of exposure really improves you as a player. So looking forward to it.
Okay, final question: how is the team looking? How's the team looking for this year? What are your expectations?
I think it's a really good young team, and we all sort of friends and get along well. So I think that is always a plus point. So I think we should do well. I mean, we've played together, most of us, quite a bit together. Shamsher Ali, Pacho, Kulsa, Gaurav Sehgal, Nodi, me. We all know each other. So hopefully we gel well and we do well.
Good luck. Make us proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With journalist Dinesh Thakur, Kuldeep Rathore Singh in Delhi, NewsX. I'm Kuldeep Rathore Singh. You're watching NewsX's special coverage. We're tracking the Indian team's preparations for the upcoming Polo World Cup. Joining us is Gaurav Sehgal. Gaurav, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, UP.
Gaurav, of course, is representing the country once again at the World Cup stage. How's it like, Gaurav, to be back once again playing for Team India in the World Cup?
Good. It's always thrilling to be on the national side. We have a good young team together, so it's exciting. It's looking good.
What's the position you play?
Generally, I've been playing one. Sammy sir has put me up to one generally in all the practices so far. I think I'm going to be playing one if at all.
Okay. Tell us about the camp and the preparation so far. As you were saying, Sameer Suhag joining the team this time as your coach, as your manager. You've all been in a huddle in Jaipur, training camp, practicing together. How's the prep been?
Well, it got off to a rocky start to begin with. Also, the monsoon doesn't help. It was tough to assemble everyone together, but we got there. And we were working together. We were playing practices as a team. We were practicing penalties. We were working out. There's Coach Ajay in Jaipur, who's been looking after the national team for a few years now. He's done a really good job with everyone. Sammy sir's been there with us the entire time. All the drills, early mornings, whatnot. So it's been good so far. It's looking good.
India versus Pakistan. Now that's a contest in any sport that arouses passions, emotions of the country. A lot of pressure, of course, on the players who go on and represent the country there in that contest. So, what are your feelings ahead of India-Pakistan?
I mean, it's of course there is a certain amount of pressure playing on the international stage. I try not to think about other factors along with it. Should be fun. I mean, it's like playing any other country for me. Looking forward to it.
How's it like though, playing at the World Cup level against the best of the world, who all congregate? What do you gain from such a huge tournament?
No, of course, there's a lot to take home after playing a tournament like this. I mean, even when we go over for friendly overseas matches and test matches per se, off-season, whatnot, you learn a lot because there's always, every country has a different style of play. When you go to the World Cup level, then you're playing with so many different styles, so many different players. You learn a lot. It's a completely different game. You don't really know what to expect in terms of the horses, in terms of the fields and the opponents. So you learn a lot, I think, by just being there, even by just watching.
Now, Indian polo is, of course, being talked about a lot, the world over. You all have been playing international tournaments during the summer months, of course. We've seen now the best of the world also begin to come to India for the polo season here. But for you representing India, donning the India team colours, how is that feeling?
No, of course, it's always, as I said, a thrilling thing to be on the national team. I try to just play the game for the game. I don't let too many other factors try and influence my play. But of course, yes, I'm happy to be on this side. There is a certain amount of responsibility, a certain amount of pressure that comes along with it. But that's part of the game. I mean, that's how you evolve, I think.
Okay. Final question to you: how's the team looking like this year? How's our team and the players who've been chosen this year looking?
Looking good. As I said, it's a young team. Everyone's playing well. Everyone's looking up. Everyone's moving up in handicap. As you were saying, there have been a lot of international players, and the level of Indian polo is, I would think, getting better. We are adapting to a quicker style of play. The younger professionals are getting better. It's looking good overall. Playing with the high goalers that have been coming in now, it's definitely made a difference to the overall play here in the country.
Okay, well, good luck and make us proud. Thank you very much, Gaurav, for speaking.
Thanks, UP.
With journalist Dinesh Thakur, Kuldeep Rathore Singh in Delhi, NewsX.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.